How are we gonna do it in the beginning?
Whatever you did last week on computer, I think I can do it, but not really.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do it. Simple.
Okay, so we have a server room.
Yeah.
In that server room, we're going to place our servers, our switches, our patch panels that we discussed in detail. So, in this server room, we have a rack. And the rack has what?
Servers installed. And
Rack has servers
2000,
installed.
yeah.
So it has two servers
Servers.
and
A patch panel and
Patch panel.
switch.
it has a patch panel.
Yeah, and then switch.
So it has a patch panel and it has a switch.
Switch.
It has a switch.
Yeah.
And what is inside the rooms?
And
Computers. Like
We have
Windows.
computers.
Yeah.
So in each room there is computers.
On
You have
reception
a
room.
reception area where you have computers. You have other rooms that has computers,
printers.
and then there is a printer as well.
Mhm.
That we're gonna move into the server room.
The printer?
Yes.
What?
Then we need a
No,
cable
we
rack.
won't.
Yeah, no.
Then we need a cable rack.
We'll put it outside the server room,
Server
not
connectors.
inside the room.
Okay.
So, so for now, next thing that we decided on network side, then we decided for a network side that there will be cables
Cable.
going to the switch. So how many jacks, wall jacks we needed? So there were 2 in each room.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8. 6 we need it.
No, more than
No,
6.
6 here and 12.
Why do we need wall jacks?
To connect the computers
To connect
And
the
the-
computer.
and the cable.
What if we just place cables there instead of wall jacks?
It will look untidy.
It would look untidy, not professional,
Yeah.
not organized. For that reason, we have wall jacks here. And there are cables going to, so from all these rooms, cables going to the server room. This
Yeah.
is why we have a server room. Guys, the same architecture, same network exists in all these organizations. Smaller organizations, larger organizations, Rogers, IBM, Dell, and all these organizations, where instead of having just a simple server room, they have huge, big data centers. In those data centers, all these cables they end up going into this data center where they have huge switches, and switches are connected to patch panels. Then all those servers are connected here as well. Guys, if you're able to understand this very small network, this gives us a bigger picture of what's happening in larger organizations. So, okay, and then actually we finished that up, and then in servers. So we got the hardware equipment.
Yeah.
We had servers, and so what kind of servers were those?
IBM.
Windows 2008.
386.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
IBM.
IBM 3.
86.
386
There's a
60.
What?
3650 MS.
M5.
Exactly, guys. We need to remember these numbers.
IBM 3650
This is
No,
IBM 3650 M5.
4i7.
It is.
Was
It
it
has
4i7?
4 i7s. It has 4 i7s inside. It has a lot of RAM inside. So we have these servers. Other than these, what type of operating system is there, Umar? What type of operating system is inside these boxes?
NOS.
It is NOS. And NOS stands for
Network operating system.
Network Operating System. What is the big difference between a OS and a NOS, Hasib? OS and
for clients and losses for servers.
OS is for clients, or NOS is for servers.
Everybody was fine.
Okay, thank you.
I can.
Okay, I'll connect it in a moment. So, it has a NOS. Excellent. And Dilip, what type of NOS are these? I mean, what is the network operating system in that? Windows 7, your choices are Windows 7,
It's not
XP, Vista, Linux, Unix, or none of these?
None of these.
None of these.
Windows 2008 R2, right?
It is Windows 2008 R2, so that means it's none of these.
Yeah.
Good option. Okay. So we need to remember, guys.
Yeah.
This is 2008 R2. And we do know the difference between 2008 and 2008 R2. Okay. So 2008 R2. What else? So what are the next steps? So for example, if you're sitting in this network, you're standing here, and the previous system admin did something and went away. What would you do now?
Well, first we have to establish the network connection between the servers.
First of all, yes, you would again go through the same project because you're new in this environment. What stages of project would you go through?
Oh,
Yeah, just major stages, just major ones.
it's like analysis.
It is analysis of a project. It is,
Analysis.
Plan,
and next one,
plan,
Planning.
planning,
planning,
design,
planning,
Testing.
and
design,
Design.
proof of
design,
concept,
POC, and
and
Implementation.
implementation. That's it. Okay.
Provides
That's it.
Provides steady state support as well.
and then last one, steady state.
That's what it is. Support.
Steady state. Small project, large project, all go through this. Our vacation trips also go through this. Our family trips also go through this. We plan a vacation. First, you need to do the analysis. Can you go there? Second one, planning.
How to
You would
go.
plan it. How to go there? Design. Maps.
Activities.
Activities. What would you go? What would you do and stuff like that. POC is you might try that out at home. Actually, that doesn't apply to home, but in IT it applies.
Yeah.
In IT, you have to do POC, which is proof of concept.
Concept.
So before you will completely implement that project plan, we would need to test it only on in this small site, right? Instead of applying this in the complete site, we would just test it in this small site.
Right.
Next one, implementation. Once the POC is successful, we would go with complete implementation and steady state. Guys, in the last lecture, we have reached to this state. We did analysis,
We did
planning,
planning.
design, POC. Actually, we are at POC. We are at
Yeah.
POC. For POC stands for
Proof of
proof
concept.
of concept. It is proof of concept. And POC is mostly the testing phase. It is the testing phase. So POC you can think of is a very small test that you can prove your plan here. So whatever you have planned and designed, in this you would run it, you would test run it on a very small network, and then prove that this is fine. Once this is right, then we'll go with complete implementation. So we have not reached here yet. Today we'll be completing this, and then we'll be starting steady state. So if a new person is here, Adnan, if a new person is here, as a new person, how would you take this project? I mean, how would you understand which step do you need to start from?
I think you would start from.
You will start from the really beginning. Yes, you would understand it. You would do the analysis. Maybe you might want to roam around, seeing ball jacks are there, cables are going. So this cable, these cables are mostly labeled as well. For example, you might label them as R1, R2, reception 1, reception 2, and then you can say this is clinic CL1, CL1 and J1, clinic 1, Jack 1, clinic 2, Jack 2, and stuff like that. So as a new person, now why we are doing this, guys? Because we need to know how to reverse engineer it. The stuff, the products that you can reverse engineer, you can master them. So you can only reverse engineer stuff that you can master them. We are here reverse engineering it. Reverse engineering it that this person needs to understand which stage he needs to start from. For that, he would roam around everywhere and see, okay, so here, wall jacks are done, cabling is done, we do have a server room, Server room is done. Within server room, we have servers. Servers are there. We have switches as well. What else? What
Patch
else is there?
panel.
We have patch.
Patch panel is there as well.
Okay.
What else?
Patch panel is there, and we do have the softwares.
Oh,
Oh,
software
yes,
installer.
Software. Yes.
I have a question. The cabling, what if the cabling that we use, it's not there? There is a cabling, but we want and we recommend, it's not there. What we gonna do then?
Okay. So in that case, as a new person, you can suggest something, but if this cabling is usable, we'll use it.
Okay.
Because this company might not want to spend more money on the same thing.
Oh.
There's somebody there. So for example, the cable they installed is Cat5, not Cat6.
Cat6,
But
it's
you're
okay.
saying, oh, you know what, the latest one is Cat6. It should be Cat6. So in this case, Cat5 will work too.
Yeah.
So we won't go for that. So we did cabling, server rooms, servers. Servers are there, switches are there, patch panel, software, and everything is there. And then what we did a POC. And POC involved these steps. So this guy checked everything. Everything is there. Now, what is missing? The missing is that you do have Windows 7 on all these machines, but they are not connected to Active Directory. They are not connected to it. How would you know that if they are not connected to Active Directory?
We do tests. Like
You will do a test, a very simple test, by sitting on this machine, any one of the machine, and do a ping.
ping. Yeah.
You would just do a simple ping. Remember the 3 commands that we did? What are the
Yeah.
3 commands? Remember?
We
It was
Ping myself.
ping. No.
Yes, you're right. It was ping, and ping was of 3 types. So you need to ping yourself,
Ping yourself.
And
Ping.
ping
ping
yourself,
from
then ping the IP,
IP.
and then ping
Ping
by
by
name.
By name.
By name. So we will do 3 types of pings. And what is ping? How would you explain ping?
Packet internet group. That is the protocol.
What is it?
Packet internet group.
Packet internet
Network group.
network group.
Group.
Well, yeah, but it is like that.
Yes, ping stands for something.
But it's
I never knew it, but since you're telling me, I'm just okay.
And
Okay.
that is the
Packet
protocol,
internet group.
yeah,
Yes.
So that is the protocol which, confirm
sends
the
information.
yeah.
100%. And that we discussed that when you ping from 2 machines, when you ping between 2 machines, so this is your machine number 1, and you have machine number 2, and then you have network cards. Well, let me make it here. So this is how it is: machine 1 and machine 2. And since you have machine 1 and machine 2, so let's say this is Windows 7, this is Windows 7. What are the basic network requirements? What are the basic network requirements to network them together? What are the 3 basic network requirements that to connect them together?
One is
One is
Windows.
you have to have,
Network card.
yes, you have to have NIC.
NIC.
Second,
Switch.
switch, very good. They should be connected on a same
On
switch.
same switch. Yeah.
And
An IP address. Oh, no.
no, and
3
No.
things, right?
So it is, and the third one,
ping.
IP address.
Oh, sounds right.
Switch, and then
IP.
IP address on this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Guys, if any two devices fulfills this requirement, they can ping each other, they can talk to each other. Same thing goes for these devices. Same thing goes for these devices. When we are at home, you can use internet. How would you use internet? Because here they're using a network card. What type of network card are these using? So they're using iOS, but what type of network card is there inside? Do we see RJ45 network cards? No. It is a Wi-Fi network card. Wi-Fi is also a network card, the wireless network card that it connects to your router and then it starts using internet. So it fulfills those 3 requirements. Guys, whenever we are introduced to a new concept, try to relate it to a real environment. Try to relate it something that you already know. So whenever it comes to networking, think of these smartphones, think of these devices at home that connect to internet. Every time when you enter your house, it is automatically connected. And how is it automatically connected? Because in a house, we all have routers.
Router.
So you have a router here, and this router might be from Rogers,
Yeah.
from Bell, or from any internet provider. And then as soon as you connect these smartphones is automatically connected. How is it automatically connected? Because the smartphone has a Wi-Fi card inside, number one. Number two, it gets the IP address from the router, so router provides that IP address. And number three, the switch itself. This is the third device. This is a switch. It works as a switch and a router, both. At home, it works as both. Yes.
IP address is static or is
It dynamic. These are all automatic IP addresses. As soon as you're out of your house, depending on how much lease is there, that IP will be given to somebody else.
So it's a router who assigns
Router is assigning the IP address. Yes. Switches cannot assign IP addresses. It is the router that assigns the IP address. Okay. So, do we remember this example, guys?
Yes.
Okay. And this example is our everyday example. I mean, this is not new. Everybody is using internet at home. In internet, you have not only one device, but multiple devices. TVs are connected to internet. So TV, how does it fulfill the networking requirement?
Same thing. TV has Wi-Fi card as well.
Yes. So these TVs nowadays, they all have Wi-Fi card. Wi-Fi card. So it fulfills the requirement number one. And second, where would it get the IP address?
From
From the router, because this is the role of a router to provide IP address. It provides that IP address. Second requirement fulfilled. So 1, 2, and third is itself.
Switch.
Because now internet is also connected here and TV is also connected here. So two devices start communicating with each other. TV directly connects to internet. Next thing, a desktop computer. A desktop computer. This was a smartphone. This is your TV. What about a desktop computer? So a desktop computer. So this is my desktop. Do we know the difference between a desktop computer and a laptop?
Yes.
Wireless.
Yes.
Yes, laptops are these machines. Nowadays, everybody is using laptop. But if at home you do have desktop computers, this desktop computer does not have a Wi-Fi card. So how would it fulfill the first requirement?
By connecting with the cable.
By connecting through a cable. So three requirements of a network. Number one, network card. Number two, switch. And number three, they are all connected together. So network card, IP address, and switch. Network card, IP address, and switch. In a desktop, what you have, if you don't have Wi-Fi, then you will have something called LAN card or network interface card inside. So you have network interface card, and that card will be directly connected to, it will be directly through a cable, it is connected to the router. As soon as it is connected, it has a network card, requirement number one. Second requirement, IP address. Since it is connected to a router, it would provide IP address.
And the switch is there.
So IP address. And third one, switch is also there. So guys, this is what we did. We pinged. You try to ping from this machine to this server and it was not pinging. Why? Because they are not connected together. So now we'll do the POC. How are we doing the POC?
We are going to
First, we're going to do the
assign
install 2008 R2 on the server.
Yes, so the POC will be done in this manner. Now, the real environment is this, guys. Now, I want to show you a difference between a POC and a real implementation. What is actually a difference between the two? Question?
Yeah. It's just like if you're supposed to, both has to be on a switch, same switch.
Yes.
In order to ping, right?
Yes.
If they're not,
If they're not on the same switch,
Cannot be.
if they're not on the same switch, if they're not on the same switch, then there should be something in between different switches that can connect them together. So I'm going to repeat the question. It's a very good question. The question is, for example, if you are in a building, and in this building there are many floors here, right? And then in this building, you have a network sitting here. So this is one network. There are some machines sitting here. And then you have these networks. And you have some machines sitting here. You have this network. Now, guys, in these buildings and these networks, not everything is connected to one switch. They're all connected to different switches. Actually, on each floor, there is a switch. So there is a switch, there is a switch, and there is a switch. These are all switches. So the question is that if they are not on the same switch, how would they connect to each other? So guys, this is what we need to remember. So these machines are connected to switch 1. These machines connected to switch 2. These machines connected to switch 3. How would they connect? Now,
There should be some.
so here you have this machine and this machine. Can they connect to each other?
Yes.
Yes, they can because they are in the same switch.
Yeah.
These two machines can connect to each other?
Yes.
I can hear everyone, guys.
Yes.
Yes, we can connect because they are on the same switch. What about this machine connecting to this machine? How would they connect? Guys, when you have two switches, yes,
There should be like another main.
there should be something else, maybe another switch, but something
Yeah.
to connect the switches, and that something is called a router.
Router.
That something is called a router. So guys, router is a device that connects switches. Switch is a device that connects computers.
Mhm.
So router will connect a router in between, and this switch connects here. So it will be something like that. We'll be discussing this in huge more detail once we start this training. This is just to have a high level view of networking, so that once we are in the training, we'll understand where this all information is coming from. So here, so in this case, now switches are used to connect devices together, computers together, and routers are used to connect switches together. So this is a router. This is a switch. This is router 1, this is router 2. But guys, to make it very simple for home users, from Rogers, from Bell, Dell, both are provided in the same router. Switch and router are both in the same, so that home users should not have to do any technical thing on this router. So for that reason, your home router that is provided to you from Rogers, it is a switch and a router both at the same time.
They
Okay.
have 4 pins for like RJ45.
They do have that 4 pins. Yes, it works as a switch and it is a router. And plus, since this router has to provide IP address as well, for that reason, it is a router as well. And router connects different networks together. In this case, in home case, it is connecting different. Is it connecting different networks together?
No, just one network.
It is connecting different networks together.
How?
It is one your inside home network
Yeah.
to the internet. So on this side you have internet, right? You're connected to internet. So internet is itself a huge big network, and your home network is. So router connects two networks together. So this is what router does. Okay. Guys, POC, we were here in POC. Now POC, you can remember POC number 1, it is a testing environment. It is a testing environment. Few words to remember about POC. It's a small test implementation of a small test implementation of full project plan. So POC is considered as a small test implementation of a full project plan implementation. It's a small implementation of full project plan implementation.
Small test implementation of project plan.
Okay. So, POC stands for
Proof of concept.
proof of concept. I can't hear everyone, guys. It is a proof of concept. It is a proof of concept, and it is a small test implementation of a full plan. Now, how does it look like in diagrams? It will look like something like this. So in diagram, my full implementation looks like this. My full implementation is I have 2 servers, and they are connected to a network. And then you have all these client machines. So I have client machines sitting here. And they are all connected to this.
Wow.
This is my full implementation. Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows 8. And this is my server 2008, R2. This is, let's say, my full implementation. And POC would look like this. POC will be just one server and one client. One server, one client. This is POC. Now, the main big advantage of POC that here you're checking out most of the risk. Not 100% risk assessment is being done here, but most of the risk assessment. I mean, here you're checking that if these 2 machines are connected, there is Active Directory, it is logging in, it is pinging, it is checking both ways. If this works fine, then we'll move on to this. And sometimes when we have issues here, for example, issue might be, for example, you're testing out a very old operating system. So this is, let's say, it is XP. And XP is trying to log in, and XP has a small application. XP has a small financial application. It has a small financial app that is not working in a test environment. Now here, in doing a very small test, now you know, oh, this is not working, and something is not right. So here, before, now this issue you might have been encountered when you have completely deployed everything. But here, then you have to fix your complete environment. But since it is here in a very small, all you need to do is do all the fixing here. Once it is fixed, then move into the production. So this is a POC, and this is a complete implementation. So this is complete implementation. This is implementation, this is POC.
Sorry, is that the short form that you do in each computer? Is that what it is?
This one?
Yes. The POC is like you're checking the server with each computer, like client, right? Client computer.
This one?
And that's actually implementation.
That's the main implementation. Here we are just testing that if our network is working. What am I testing actually? I'm testing that if the network is fine. So yes, the network is fine. If my operating system to operating system communication is okay, which means ping is working, yes, ping is working. If they are logging in, log into Active Directory, yes, they are logging in. So this test we need to do here in a small test environment, and then we'll implement it here, everything as is. Right? So POC, proof of concept, just with the from word you can remember, proof of concept. And if you make these diagrams on your page, on your paper, guys, because visualization reminds us a lot of things. A picture speaks of 1,000 words. So if you can just remember this with POC, it's a small implementation of large implementation. So I'll give you an example. So in one of my projects, we're doing a complete SCCM implementation in a complete province. in another province. It's a huge, big province, and it has about 4,000 servers and then 60,000 machines. So I have to do a POC. First of all, I have to architect a complete SCCM for this complete province. Architected it, but before going production, I'm building a POC lab. POC is just a small concept so that it is not only for my satisfaction, but for the people who are paying for this as well. They need to see that if my plan, my analysis, my design, this is all working or not. So once this is done, then they'll give me go ahead for implementation. Guys, in our small POC, I know that this is a lot of information here. I just want you to remember, let's say 40% of this. If you're able to remember 40% of that, this is enough for me. And then we can move on. Because, okay, here. So POC, in our POC, what we did so far. In our POC, we built one server last time, and then we built a client machine, and then we did all of the basic network testing. So this is what we did. In POC, we had one server built, which is 2008 R2. So we installed it. And then secondly, what we did, we installed Windows 7. Windows 7. We made sure that both have network cards, and these network cards are connected together. And then we assigned IP addresses. What were the IP addresses for these?
192.
This is
168.100.10.
This was 20.
No, 10
Mine was 30.
30 and 10
Okay. It is 30, and this one is
is 10. Yeah.
Excellent. 10. Guys, everybody start these machines because we're going to move forward in this. Yes.
Is it active in this POC from the physical machines or in real environment?
Yeah.
When we are going to do POC?
Yes.
Can it be done on physical machines or on virtual machines?
It can be done in both. It can be done in both. For example, the company is saying, you know what, we don't have extra servers for your testing. So for that, in order to prove what you can say, okay, you know what, instead of 2 servers, give me just 1 server, and I'll do all POC inside 1 machine. Nowadays, it is done in virtual environments. Your question is right. Nowadays, because virtualization is so common that this complete testing is being done in this environment. So guys, here, a server, Windows 7 machine, it has IP addresses. In POC so far, this is what we did. I'm going to write here. So we installed 2008 R2, number 1. Number 2, then we installed Windows 7 as well.
Yeah.
And then
We
what we
assigned
did,
the IP
we
address.
assigned IP addresses,
Then after
On
that,
both.
we changed
assigned IPs to both.
To both. And
Number 4,
then we ping the
We
server
ping
first.
each other.
Yeah.
and today we're going to install Active Directory. Install AD. Guys,
Password one. Capital P.
so start your machine.
Save the rest of the margin.
Huh?
You want to use it.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
The mouse
There you go, it's working. You should have called me here before. Sometime it happens.
Okay, we can create a new virtual machine.
You're unable to see what?
सब कुछ बिल्कुल जीरो होता है कैंसिल नंबर 5
That's fine, because we never joined them yet. So we'll join them and then we'll do it.
कस्टम ये बात नेक्स्ट
कोई तो आ गया था जब मैं कर रही
ओके
नहीं ये तो सर्वर है ना
अब next server बता
Yes.
टू सर्वर बना रही हूँ तो ये सर्वर बनाओ ये तो हम अपना नाम full name क्या
Okay, can you move your mouse on the top of the screen? Yeah, just move mouse up.
healthy lifestyle करना है
And then minimize this.
डेट क्लिनिक
This one? No, the other one. That one.
स्कूल
No, no, hold up. It's there. So just click here on the taskbar. Just the last one. See those?
Which one?
That icon? Yeah.
HLC
Yes, there was
DC01
Okay.
मेरा बना हमारा बना
Okay, this one. Okay, just click OK. Just try to update it.
नहीं नाम
HLC
we can put any name right
For?
for the domain
No, we had a name.
Also,
It was HLS.
HLS
Healthy Lifestyle Clinic.
yeah HLS DC yeah तो सही
It is for all machines or just for this machine? Okay, just close it and should start.
तुम्हें कंप्यूटर का नाम होगा
And the other one is closed. Other one is starting.
HLS DC01
Maybe restart.
DC01
It's just a memory.
domain domain charge domain
Restart it one more time. Yes, one.
DC
That's it. One is working, other one is all should not be working.
Password
If that's the issue.
हाँ सही है ओके मशीन नेम यहाँ पर भी वही एड्रेस है HLS
No. You do need an ISO. Do you have ISO?
I don't have this is not problem I have my
Okay. So we'll
store
copy
the
that.
shoulders as a single
Yes.
you the company.
Okay. So guys, here we have a POC, and in this we have installed 2008. Here we have Windows 7. We have assigned IP addresses. They are pinging each other, and then we're going to install Active Directory now. Now, in order to install Active Directory, all we need to do are these. In order to install Active Directory, what we need to do is, first of all,
No, this was.
Is it possible?
no,
Not really. It's fine.
it's fine.
अब इसकी आईपी एड्रेस कहाँ से बना रहे थे? ओ यहाँ से बना यहाँ से बना
भाईजान
हाँ तुम बना रहे थे
आईपी एड्रेस क्या करना है
हाँ चलो वो तो चले मशीन
Directory already should be deleted and follow new stuff.
This one is not working.
This one has AD already. So should we delete it?
No, don't delete it. Maybe what you can do is,
इसमें बनाओ
do you know how to create machines?
Yes.
Machine, yes. It has Active Directory. It does not have Active Directory. It doesn't have Active Directory. Yeah, there is no Active Directory. It's just a workload. And I'll show you the reference. So we'll have to install Active Directory.
I'm sorry, I don't have my resource.
Huh? It's fine. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
So what happened here? Like I tried to clear HLS DC01
And start the machine.
Yeah, this one power.
Oh, this one.
No, I don't have it.
Yeah, it happened and I canceled.
So what we need to do is, first of all, we need to connect it to internet.
How do I go and start from scratch?
You need to create machines. So hold on. Can you type CANIPS 100? CANIPS.
Active Directory is in this one.
Okay, it's in this one for you. I need to give you the ISO. Yes.
You need ISO.
Do you want to find PC devices contents on this network?
Yes, yes. Click yes. Okay.
HLS, no, HLS we applied
No, that's fine. Just restart. And again, it's stuck here. So once it starts, let me know.
HLS,
It's right here.
no, this is for client, right? HLS CL01.
Oh, okay.
Windows 7 for client and 2008 R2 is
2008. Yeah. Yes, and I was giving you the
HLS CL.
Okay. So,
Capital.
Sir, this one is network security keys and connect.
01.
what's the time for?
Salah?
Yes. 24 right?
Yeah.
Machine name, HLS. Same name, has to be same name. HLS 01. Okay, writing is perfect. Next. The path can document. Okay.
Oh, the connectivity didn't delete it properly.
It's the command. What was the command to delete the server? The one I deleted before.
Yes, just right click on that VM.
And remove, right?
Yes.
I did it, but it says it's already.
No, not remove. You need to do a delete from disk.
Okay, now I'm not over there. I'm not
Cancel it and delete again.
No, we're gonna go in virtual machine.
Yes, go to the folder. Delete from there.
And I also
Fix.
or start.
It's not accepting anything. Just restart it once and try connecting it.
How much we need? 60. It's virtual machine. You don't need.
Yes.
It's a virtual machine.
Yes. Oh, assigned IP.
One is client, one is
Try to connect to the internet. You are not connected to the internet.
Okay.
It's not
Okay.
connected. It's not password. It's not connected.
Probably we can delete it.
Event control.
Is it C drive? C drive?
Okay. Property. I'm not having.
Okay, let's see if it goes. Oh, we need to build two machines. This one and this one, and then assign IP addresses. Make sure they are pinging together, and then we're going to install Active Directory
On server 1?
on server 1. Yes. So guys, these are the overall steps we need to go through for Active Directory. Everyone, what we need to do is, in installing Active Directory, why are we installing Active Directory first of all? Why are we installing Active Directory?
To control the resources and it will work as a security.
Exactly,
Yeah.
to provide security in this network. Guys, we are using Active Directory. We'll be installing Active Directory on this machine, which is to provide security in this network.
Yeah.
So remember this guy,
Yeah, the security.
the security guy.
Yeah.
Security guy who authenticates, who does three things in Active Directory. Three triple A's.
Triple A.
So AD does triple A, and those triple A are number one,
Authentication, authorization.
authentication.
Authorization.
Second A for authorization, and third A for auditing. This is what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna install Active Directory. How do you install Active Directory? Overall steps are as follows, and then we're gonna do it together. Guys, here, remember, before doing Active Directory, we need to do all the basic checks. So basic checks are machines are installed, IP addresses are there, they are all pinging each other, they are all connecting to each other. They're all connected to each other. So here, in installing Active Directory on server 1, we are going to log in to server 1. Once we are logged into server 1, second, then we are going to add a role to server. We are going to add a role to server. And here, we need to know what is a role on a server. What is a role on a server? So guys, these all machines, these all Windows 2008 server, they come as a normal server, a standard server installation. They come with a standard server installation unless you add more features to them. So server, the server we just installed, which is this one. This is my 2008 server. This is my server 2008. It is what? 2008 server. In this server, it comes with standard installation. There is just standard installation in this. So it has a standard server install. Now, what is a standard server install? Guys, a standard server install does not have Active Directory, does not have any other feature that works on the network. So the standard server is just a standard server without any management software. So it is just a standard server unless we add a role. So for example, now here in this network, in clinic, whose clinic was it?
Dr. Dave's.
Dr. Dave's clinic. Guys, Dr. Dave's clinic, we installed two servers. When you have these two servers, guys, when you have these two servers, these servers are standard server. So remember this. Remember what?
These two servers are standard servers.
Actually, the answer was this. Remember this. So that's fine. I mean, so here, guys.
Oh,
I need
triple
your
A.
attention, guys. Everybody's attention, just for 2 minutes, then I'll let you work in labs. So let's understand this, then we'll implement it.
Yeah.
So here, these two servers are standard servers. These are just 2008 servers, which means basically these servers cannot play a role of a security guard. Why? Because these are standard server. In order to make this server someone that can authenticate, we need to add a role. That's why we are adding a role. So we're going to add a role to the server. So what type of role we are going to add? That special role is known as AD domain services.
Thank you very much.
AD domain services. This is the role we are going to add in the server. As soon as you add this role to the server, it becomes a domain controller. As soon as you add this role to a server, it becomes a domain controller. That's exactly like in our real life. In our real life, we are all normal human beings, right? But when you're working as somewhere as a security manager, or maybe IT manager, maybe IT architect, what we do is we go and adopt that role inside us. Exactly in the same manner in servers. Servers, when the first time they are installed, they have no feature, no extra feature. So in order to make them special, what we do, we start adding roles. Now, when it comes to these roles, guys, this is one of the roles. And total, there are 15, 16 roles inside. What type of other roles do you have? And that we're going to go into more detail in training, but just here as an example. For example, this server can become a DHCP server. If I add a DHCP role in this, DHCP will automatically start assigning IP addresses. So which means DHCP means automatic IP addresses. So which means that if you need your server to automatically send IP addresses to the network, I would need to install this role. So exactly like if you need your server to do some special task, and the special task is this, that it should assign IP addresses, I would add this role. And likewise, there are many other roles. For now, for this project, all I need to do is to make this security guard. And the way it will become a security guard, for that I have to teach it domain services. So in other words, as soon as you add this role, it will become a domain controller. Anybody have watched this movie called Matrix? Some of us? All of us? Almost. It's not a very old movie, guys. It's so in that movie they've shown that this guy who is part of the Matrix, if he needs to learn Kung Fu, what were they doing? So for this one person, they were downloading the Kung Fu software in his brain, and he is all of a sudden a master Kung Fu.
Yeah.
So in Matrix it is shown. I mean, maybe in future it will be exactly like this. But who knows?
So Matrix is basically a server, like
Yes, Matrix was a server in which they could create clones of humans, and then they will act like the same. They become master. If you need to become a master of something, all you need to do is to download this software. So guys, this is exactly what happens in a Windows 2008 server. In 2008 server, to start with, it's just a standard server. When you want it to become an Active Directory server, all you need to do is add this role. As soon as you add a role, now it can authenticate others. Now it can authenticate. So as soon as you add a role, it will become, you have added AD inside, and in this AD, now it can authenticate others. It does authentication. It does centralized authentication. So in order to do this, first of all, we'll log into the server. Secondly, we'll add a role. And third,
add domain server.
And third, first of all, you will add a role.
Yeah.
Secondly, what it does, it runs another wizard, another set of commands that is known as DC promo. It runs this command, DC promo, automatically, or sometimes you have to do it manually. This is a command. Now, it is a command, but this means that it is promoting this DC to become a domain controller. So this is DC promo, DC promotion. It comes from DC promotion. So this command, what it does? So it is elevating this server. Now this server just from a standard machine, it has been elevated to become a domain controller.
Domain controller.
It has become a domain controller.
So in any environment, you just need one domain controller.
So in a small environment, it can be one. Best practices always have two. Always have two. Even in smallest environment, have two. Why? Because if in case one goes down, you should have a second one.
Yeah. On backup.
As a backup server. So in order to install Active Directory, after doing all this, you would log into the server, then you'll add the role. Third one, you would run DC promo. During this wizard, it would ask you a few questions. And those questions are as follows. Number one, it is a new domain. It will ask you, I'm just giving you the answer for now, and then I'm going to explain later on once it is installed. So it will be a new forest and new domain.
So what is different between the first?
I'm gonna go into more detail. For now, we're just writing the options that we need to select. So once it runs DC promo, when it asks you this question, is it a new forest or existing forest? Existing means a domain already exists and you want to add another domain controller. But new means since there is no domain controller, you would just add a new one. So just remember this one answer, and I'm going to go into more detail what exactly this says. Second question, it would ask you the name of the domain. It would ask you the name of the domain. In our case, what is our domain name?
HLSDC.
It is hls.local. This is my domain name, and this will be our domain name. So we can say this is, it would ask you for a domain name, and the domain name will be hls dot
HLS
Not local.
CL.
Not CL.
hls.local. So you install the server. Check basic connectivity. They're all communicating together. Then you would log into the server, add the role, and then run DC promo. It would ask you a few questions, and next, all your Active Directory installation will be complete.
Okay.
So right after that, here it is completed. Active Directory installation. It will restart right after this. It will restart once. Once it has been restarted, then all you need to do, next step is, we'll log in to our client machine. And our client machine name is?
HLS
It was
CL.
HLS CL01. This is my client. This is my organization domain name, and plus this is CL is client and 110.
Yeah.
So I log into the client machine. And secondly, what I need to do is I need to join the client to server. I need to join the client to server. This is all I need to do. Now, how would you do that? It's really easy. All you need to do, follow the best practice. We did follow the best practice when we created the machine. Here, what we need to do is just join it. And how do you join it? No. No. Yes.
Username.
No. So guys, this is new for most of you. So I'm gonna write steps here. All I need to do, I'm joining this machine. So far here, step 1 from 3, 1 to 3. From 1 to 3, what we did here, we installed Active Directory. Now you do have AD. So I have AD here. Now from 4 to onwards, now I need to join this machine to this one. And how do I join? All I need to do, I need to go to the properties of computer.
Which computer? Oh, client computer.
Client computer. I'll right click on computer. So you'll go into computer. Where should I go? It's right here. So if you go into a client machine, I would right click here. So
Properties.
I'll go into start, and then I'll go into computer, and then I'll go to properties here. So this is what is known as property. As soon as you go to this location, all you need to do is you would click change. Once you click change here, it will ask you to change from workgroup to a domain. So click change and change workgroup to domain.
Change workgroup to domain.
Change workgroup to domain. Last step would be verify joining. Last step, verify join. How do you verify it? Just by logging into Active Directory. So here, log in from client to AD. And we're gonna do that now. Yes. It does. It does. So here, when we join, it will ask you for login ID and password, and we're gonna go through that. Yes.
So we are not installing any Active Directory in client, right?
We are not installing
We
any Active
already
Directory.
installed it over there, and now we are following these steps.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
Okay.
Guys, yes.
How much change workgroup?
To domain. Yes. Okay, I'll show you. Guys, we're taking a 10 minutes break here. Right after the break, we'll start the install. By that time, guys, please make sure that we have our machine ready so that we can start with it. I'll check that out. Yes, all we need to do is oh, no, no. You know what's happening here? Professional. So it's already done? Oh, you already done? So that's fine.
So this is the 7.
Yes, that's
Why not just create domain?
okay, so this is saying your administrator account has a blank password. Just go to local user group, right click on administrator, assign a password. It is working for you? Okay. That's fine. 30 days. No, mostly because of mostly because of DNS IP address. Not sure why DNS Yes, here all you need to do is write the IP address of the server. And then it should.
Oh yeah. So that's complete stuff. Okay. This one has moving.
Yeah. Oh, it's here.
That's
It's
why.
here. Yeah.
It's in D drive.
D drive. Okay. Master.
Internet connection is the problem, right?
Internet connection is the problem for sure. Normally it does.
Do we need internet connection?
Yes, because it's asking for updates.
That's fine.
Here, let's see if it connects. Oh, it is connected now. It is connected now. So all I need to do is to run this update. Check for updates. So we'll skip 11, and all we need to do is this. So now what? Okay, it is doing it. So during this, it will uninstall and then reinstall.
So it will do it by itself.
Yes.
I don't have to do anything right now.
machine do you use that? When a hinge or
In the machine. Use it to come here. Yeah, they can come
directly. See, when you are in Roman no, something. Just
easy.
yeah, yes. Yeah. And you don't
Did you want your charger?
Yeah.
Administrator passport है हुआ है
You don't get other. No, the domain change the password. And then small.
you respond
Oh yeah. Over here.
yeah goes
Yeah.
local users and groups users
Yeah.
Last position was several cases. ये तो स्लो होगा ना है
पता नहीं क्या कर रहा है ये। अच्छा होता है क्या करना चाहिए
Windows Server 2006
ये आपका कितना
देखो अपने से बारे में ऑप्शन
delegation of this DNS server cannot be yes sir.
यार इसको ईमेल करना है नहीं यहाँ पे कभी
हाँ गेम मुझे कम है
which one is on
नहीं था ना तो आप ये मास्टर नहीं
हमारा पिक्चर
लेकिन मैंने इसको हिलाया फट से 0 से 100% हो गया CL
उसके बाद वाली 11 इंस्टॉलमेंट आपकी कर दिए अब इस सर्वर का लिंक किया नाम चाहिए फिर करना है 7
Okay, guys.
It's CL now, I think.
HLSCL 01 client HLSCL 01 यार ये नहीं
क्या करें
Windows 7 आ रही
The power of this already exists.
Hey everyone.
क्या कर रहे हो डी में गया डी में गया आइसक्रीम बनाऊंगा सेटिंग करूंगा आपको प्रोसेस बनाऊंगा
Okay, guys, let's start. So what we need is we need to log into server 1.
I think this is a very slow computer now. It's slow or it takes time? I'm still on the first one. I have to create a new one.
So you know what? We need to clean that up maybe. So all virtual machines are sitting always here. Okay? So these are all of the virtual machines sitting. Maybe for now you can use one that is already working.
1 0.
Let's try this one. Okay, let's start this one. Guys, log into server 1, please. So we'll start this one. So if you click on here, it will show you the screen. So for now, I can see there is, how many machines are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are few machines here.
Yeah.
So for example, if we want to work with one of them, and this is called, what is the machine name?
HLS 01.
01.
C01, yeah.
C01. So this is a client maybe?
Yeah.
So we'll run this. And so how do you get out of this black screen? So now it is not. Now the mouse is not out. All you need to do, Control Alt. Just Control Alt. Yes. So now it is out. Now you can select any other machine.
So this is getting crossing, like close it?
No. So if you close it, so here there are two machines working, one and second. Two. So if you click on this one, no, don't close it. No, not on cross. Okay. So this is installing, and this other one, it is starting.
Okay. So is this going to be my client? And this is my
Yes, let's see. Once it comes back, let's see what is it. Are you guys planning to get? Oh, you're planning to get
tomorrow.
one. And
tomorrow.
Okay, and you too as well.
Yeah.
So, but
Or you work with this?
No. I cannot work with this.
Okay. It's too new.
It's brand new, so
I know.
I need the old one. So
For now, just go through the steps that I'm going through for now.
these ones?
Okay, just write them down, and then I'll help you out as well.
I
When
remember.
you're paying and it says request timeout, it means
It is requesting timeout. It means they are not connected together. So in that we need to fix it. So the way we can fix it is
Professional, right?
So if it is not pending, so from here to this one, from here to this one. So it is, you were trying to pay. Now let's first see that if this has IP address. So if you go into this, you go into properties, and you go into this. So you do have IP address on this, and you do have IP address. This is first check. Second check is that if they're on the same network. So so this is NAT, right? And I'm going to check the same thing on this one. So here, let's check. This is also NAT. So that is fine. If they would have been different, then there. And third thing is the firewall. So you can write it here. If you go, I right click on this monitor, and then here firewall. This should be off. Just switch them off on both of them. So this here is off, and here again the same thing. Right click on that.
Yeah,
Go ahead on this one. Why do we have firewall? We don't yet.
Okay, yeah, ready.
yay! Your settings were all good.
So the password is expired and you want to change it, yeah?
Yes. Click yes.
Okay, we can change.
Okay, so you need to type the old password first.
Password one, right?
Yes. P capital password one. Yes. When you are installing Active Directory.
When I tried to log back, this was joined with the domain.
Yes.
And then
You want to do that?
I would join not with this, right?
So what you do is you always whenever you log into a domain, first of all it has to be like this. Domain name / and then administrator.
Come on.
Administrator. Domain name / administrator and then the password. Huh? Okay, so this needs a DNS IP. Go to the IP7, open IP7. This one? Yeah. So you're doing that too? Okay.
Now we're waiting for to download 80.
Yes. So just
Then the
type
password, what you want me to do?
same thing, password 11. Instead of this was 1, so there will be 11.
Prefer DNS server?
Yes, prefer DNS server, write the IP address of your DC. Yes.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
We're gonna run the, we're gonna ping it, right?
Huh? It is backslash. Sorry, what?
We're gonna ping the between 2008 and a client.
Yes.
Okay, but I'm waiting for the 2007 to be installed right now. It's Windows 7. Windows 7.
Can you show me your screen? Yes. So Windows 7 is being installed, whereas the other one is installed?
Yes.
Excellent. If you want. You want to set it up to you. Okay.
Username or password?
आपकी जैसे
Which name here we can
Username.
Sorry?
Password.
Oh yes, here you need to type your domain name. What is your domain name?
HLS.
So this will be HLS/administrator. No, you can do that as well, but go with the short form. Okay.
So it's not. No. Yeah.
आप खरीद में हैं? Right.
It's not opening. No.
It's a long ride. Most probably I'll let him know what happened.
अच्छा, it's okay.
Okay. So guys, let's install Active Directory. Now for all of us new, let's see how Active Directory is being installed. So guys, sometimes when you start your machine, it will ask you this question. It just says the password has expired.
Yeah.
Now password, there is a limit on password, so every 60 or 90 days your password is expired and you are supposed to change it. All you need to do when you need to change it, just press OK here, and then it would ask you if it asks you. If it's not asking you, that's fine. If it asks you, all you need to do, use your old password. So I'm gonna type my old password and the new password 2 times. So old password, so that I'm changing my password, and just like. So for all our machines, we're going with one standard password, and that is P capital SSWORD 1.
PA.
Did I miss A?
Yeah.
It is password. Yes. So our standard password is P capital SSW PA. This is our standard password. When you are asked to change, then you can change it to 11111, so that it shouldn't mix up.
Mine is not working. I tried 4 times already.
So maybe somebody else changed it before. So
Maybe it's 11.
no,
First 11.
yes, maybe somebody else changed it.
No, it's something.
It's not working. So maybe there is no password for this. Yes, just no password and type the new password.
There's no password. Oh.
Maybe there is no password.
I want to see one more. I want to do one more time ping each other.
You want to?
Ping each other one more time. See? And I'm going to change the first name of the computer. That I know. And create IP config. We go in configuration.
I was wasting my time. There was no password.
Yay, we found out. So yes, there was no password on this sometimes where it starts.
But it was saying that your password is expired. So
Which means the blank password was expired.
oh. So now I'm on this screen.
So you
I
ping
can
each other now.
go and ping.
No, this is your one machine. You just have one
Oh,
machine.
what about this one?
So just maybe
This is, I think,
7.
no, this is server.
Yeah.
This is my server.
And that they buried the main controller could not be connected. When you potential
So you work full time?
contract.
Contract. You work there as well. You
Okay, where I am here right now.
I'm a computer. No human
Okay,
life.
so this one has already the IP address
Yes,
assigned.
IP address is already there,
And
and Active Directory is also there.
I have to do nothing?
No, we did install it, remember?
No.
Yeah, I know how to install it. We made the right steps here. Remember, we installed it.
Where is it?
Here, Active Directory is there, domain is there, and computer name is there. Seven is from here.
Now it's my seven.
Yeah, come on.
Should I close this one, Serpent? This one?
Yeah, just close this one.
Or system? I can call it. Okay, so I'm on this one now. And now I have to go to another virtual machine. There are several vendors.
New virtual machine.
So now I'm going
that required
to virtual. Go to detail.
So we get
So guys, once we are logged in, I'm gonna install Active Directory. So whoever can follow me, please follow me. If you're not on the same screen, please write down the steps. Very quick steps that we need to go through for installing Active Directory. So I'm gonna show you. I'm just preparing my environment. Once it is ready, I'll let you know.
I forgot to do the rename like the proper way.
Yes. So renaming is done by going there.
Oh, adding a new virtual machine like as for the Windows now. This is a server, right?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
So once it goes to the next screen,
Yeah.
you already named it.
This is the client, and this is the server. But it has already named. Remember, we opened the second one because that one was not working.
You know what? There is a small issue here because you won't be able to do the Active Directory lab. Why? Because there is already Active Directory on this.
You can
What we can do is,
The server can do.
let's see. There are some other machines here on this.
The testing we will do it through the Windows 7, right? The client.
Yes.
So I want to install the client right now. The client is not installed yet. Oh,
Okay.
this is the one.
Let's see this one. It started. Oh, click inside, please.
I'm sorry, what did I do?
It's broken. Just kidding. No, it's not.
Did I? Oh, sorry.
Okay, guys. Please. Yes. It's not letting you do the role. There is error message.
Yeah.
Huh? There is error message. What does the error message say?
No.
It says administrator passwords.
No. An Active Directory domain controller ADDC for the domain as well as blah blah blah.
Same DNS issue.
Same DNS issue. Okay. So, sure. So guys, I'm going to install Active Directory. Let's see our environment. Let's see our environment. Guys, our environment is as follows. So first of all, in order to configure anything on these computers, first of all, we need to see how to read this screen. So the way we can read this screen, so this is what our understanding is. This is a VMware Workstation software. In VMware Workstation software, we have two machines. One is this machine, and second computer is this. So one computer is this, which is Windows 7, and this other computer is server. So if I go to a desktop of both machines here, now in this environment, these are two virtual machines. These are two virtual machines. These two virtual machines, one is Server 2008, the second one is Windows 7. Windows 7, Server 2008, which mimics exactly this environment here. So with 2008, this is my 2008, this one. And this is Windows 7, and this one is Windows 7. So here, if I go onto this screen, this is my 2008, and this one, Windows 7. Now let's verify IP address. Guys, these small little things, once you start working on these, it is interesting. You will remember these. So now the second thing, I need to verify that this one has this IP address and this one has this IP address. On both of them, so on this machine, I need to go right here, which is right at the bottom. Here I do see this screen, and I would right click on this and go to Open Network and Sharing. Once you go to Open Network and Sharing, in this it would bring you to the screen, second screen, and in this screen change adapter settings. What adapter setting? Now it is saying change this adapter setting. So we're trying to see this setting. As soon as you go inside, this is called a local area network. So you would double click on this network and go to properties and go to IP address. It will show you the IP address. One more time. So I have local area connection. Within the local area connection, all we need to do, go to properties and then go to Internet Protocol version 4. So this is called IPv4. And in this, you need to go to properties, and within properties, all you need to do, use the following IP address, 192.168.100.30. So here I have 192.168.100.30. So I just verified on my client machine. Now I'm going to do the same thing on my other server, which is DC1. And here, I'm going to make sure, again, going into the adapter settings, going into open network and sharing, I will go to change adapter settings and local area connection. In this, I would go to TCP/IP, and it shows me that it is 192.168.100.10. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So same thing, server, client, and here I have server then client. Now guys, next thing, I need to start right from here. I'll log into server 1, and then I'm going to add the role. Why am I adding the role? Because I
make it the domain server.
to make it a domain controller, to make it to have some special functionality. So in this case, all I did, that I'm already logged in. I'm going to log off, and just to show you how to log back in. So this is my server. So now I'm following this step. Log in to server 1. In this case, it is asking me to go with Control-Alt-Delete. Guys, since it is a virtual environment, we must remember. We must what?
Remember.
Remember. We must remember this. We must remember, in a virtual environment, if we need Control-Alt-Delete, we don't go with Control-Alt-Delete. It is Control-Alt-Insert. So, but and let's see, if I do Control-Alt-Delete, what happens? If I do Control-Alt-Delete, this command goes to my host machine, not to my virtual machine. So in this case, if I need to do it on my virtual machine, I would need to do Control-Alt-Insert. So Control-Alt and Insert is right here within the keyboard at the top. So as soon as I do this, it will just directly go inside. Now inside, what do I need to do? I need to log in.
Okay, because it's been asking me, maybe it's installed already here, that's all.
So you need to log off. So here, just go here and log off. So you can log back in. So what I need to do is, I need to do administrator. Within administrator, I would log in, password 1. As soon as you do password 1, which is my password, now I'm logged into a server. Guys, what I need to do is, now I need to add the role. How many roles are there? There are about 15 or 16 roles inside. Now 15 or 16 roles here. So in order to add a role, guys, this is my initial configuration task. Initial configuration task, let me configure this server right from scratch. So my very first question is, that does it already have a domain, or it does not have a domain?
It does.
So
No.
how do we know? Guys, always look at this. If on this screen it says a work group, then there is no domain. If in place of a work group it says domain, then there is a domain. It is already a domain controller. But so in our case, it is not a domain. Once we install Active Directory, it is all installed on this, then it would automatically change it to a domain. Guys, this is what happens in our everyday life as well. So whenever I go into a new environment, I don't know what is on those servers. So it is very, very important for us to know how to read these screens, how to read. The more you know how to read these screens, this makes you an expert. So this is why, so very first thing, I need to know if there is Active Directory in this. It shows me there is no Active Directory. Why? Because it is a work group. It is a work group. Now, second thing that I need to do, I need to add a role. If there is no Active Directory, it is a standard machine. I need to add a role. Now, how do you add a role, guys? The way you add a role, as you can see, it says whenever there is a standard server, it guides us. Normally, the screen guides us. It says you need to do 1 and 2 and 3. So first of all, you need to activate your machine. In real environment, we would activate it by contacting Microsoft, and then they would provide us the key and all that. And then you need to fix a time zone. Normally, whenever you install a server in any region, it automatically, that server, that machine is automatically set up with the time zone of that country. If it is in US, it will be US. If it is PST, so here in Canada, it is EST and -5. So that's fine. Next thing, it would ask me to configure networking. We already did networking by configuring this IP address, which is 192.168.100.10, which is this IP address, a unique number that is assigned to all machines. Without IP address, machines cannot communicate with each other. IP address is must in these machines. Second thing, I need to create, install Active Directory. The way I would install Active Directory is by add a role. Now, adding a role is right here, add role. So adding a role is right here, it's add role. Now, instead of, guys, once this screen, for example, this screen appears only for the first time. It won't appear again and again. For example, if I close it, it won't open again. So if I relog in, it won't. How do you bring back this screen? Yes.
OOBE.
OOBE. So guys, there is a command. There is a command called OOBE. I would say OOBE. As soon as you write this command, which is OOBE, this command brings that screen back so that you can start configuring from basic. So OOBE would bring it back, and here you can do it. But guys, as being a server admin, most of our time is spent in Server Manager console, not here. Most of our time is spent in server, because this is just for initial configuration, not for all of the admin tasks. So this screen is just for overall, just for initial configuration. Guys, most of my time and your time will be spent in Server Manager. And how do you get to Server Manager? Guys, Server Manager is always here, right with the start. So the start button, along with the start button, there is this icon with a kind of a suitcase server. With a suitcase, it's Server Manager. Our time will be spent managing this server with Server Manager. So Server Manager is a console that is used for managing the server. So I would just click this Server Manager. As soon as it is open, it shows me that there are roles, there are features, there are diagnostics, there is configurations, there is storage. So there are roles. Guys, repeat after me, please. It is roles, features, diagnostics, configuration, and storage. Umar, you haven't repeated after me. Okay. So guys, sometimes we do need to do this exercise. Why? Because our brains go into sleep mode, and we need to get out of that sleep mode. So guys, it is roles, features, diagnostic, configuration, and storage. And it's not only to get us out of sleep mode. It is also just for the importance of screen. It's not difficult. It is just we need to remember. So here, what am I doing here? Anyone? What am I doing? Why am I on this screen? Yes.
Assign the role domain to create a domain server.
To add a role. I need to add a role. So I would go to roles here, and I would say add role. As soon as you add role, this small wizard will start. As soon as this wizard is start, guys, all you need to do, press next. And here, where I was talking about that Windows has these 15, 16 roles there. So you have now this one server can become a DHCP server. It can become DNS server. It can become a fax machine. Just by adding this role, it will become a fax machine. Yes, you can have multiple roles as well. So guys, this is another big difference between Windows 7 and 2008. 2008 can do all these different functions. So it's like one person with many different roles in life, right? So here, if you needed to become a fax machine, yes, add this role, and it will do. Just select. It would install all the required software in this. It will become a fax machine. Now, other than this, it can become a file server, Hyper-V, print and document, web server. It can become a deployment services and update server. Guys, in this complete training, we have to master all of these. We're not missing out even one. Why? Because when you go out in a field as a system admin, you'll be faced with any one of them. So in one company, if you might be dealing as a Hyper-V manager, you might be doing this, or in another machine, you'll be dealing with DHCP and DNS. So this is why Microsoft has made these three trainings: 410, 411, 412. 410, 411, 412 is to master all these roles. So remember this. Today, what we're doing is we're adding this role. So in this machine, this role is already added. The role is Active Directory Domain Services. The role is Active Directory Domain Services. How did I get to this screen? One more time. So all I did that I went into Server Manager. Guys, next time, because in this training you'll be doing everything in Server Manager. So it's better to get used to this tool. Now it is called Server Manager. In Server Manager, I'm adding the role, so I'll go into roles. If I need to add a feature, I would go to features. So for now, I'm not doing anything in feature. Later on, we'll be doing some stuff in feature. But for now, I need to add a role. Just for demonstration purposes, I would remove this role. Since this role was already installed, I would just remove it. So what I would do, I would remove the role. And in removing the role, it would again start the same wizard, and it automatically selects this one, and it doesn't let me select anything else.
How did you remove it?
Just because you just
Can I remove it?
remove one only.
I just need to remove one because there was only one role. That's the only one that I can remove. So all you need to do, if it is selected, it says,
What is stop? Next.
No, no, remove this.
and it is not letting me remove it.
No, click on it.
I clicked on. Oh yes, I have to click on it. Okay. Yeah. So check means it has to be unchecked because you need to remove it. Just remove it. So now it is removed. Guys, the good thing about these servers and roles is that most of the things it is automatically doing by itself. All we need to know that the background, what is happening in the background. So I removed it. It means, so when I removed it, guys, what it did, actually it removed this role from here. So now it became a standard machine. When I add it back again, what it does, it will add Active Directory in there. Guys, as soon as you see this, it says that since the role is removed, what do I have to do? What should be my next step? My next step is right there on the screen.
Yeah.
It says you need to restart the machine. So I'll follow this, and what I'll do, I'll restart it now. And guys, the beauty of this virtualization is that you can do everything that is being done in physical environment. So as you can see, machine is being automatically restarted. Once it comes back, then what I'll do, I'll again log into the server and add the role.
Can I remove it too?
Yes, remove it.
From here, right?
Yes. Huh?
But it's
So you removed it?
No.
Huh.
I just log it up and it's not logging in again.
Okay, hold on. So both of your machine? In your machine, have you installed Active Directory?
It's already installed.
It is already installed. So what do you see in user screen?
This is the username, password.
Okay, so what is the username? It shows it. Does it show you a username?
oh, what is
Console all insert.
Yes.
It says SLS Canon 01.
Yes.
So here, this one does not have any password. So when it is just not administrator, it does not have a password.
So now you're on the same screen. So guys, I'm going to add Active Directory now. I'm going to add Active Directory. How do you add Active Directory? It's exactly like this. So what I need to do is this. Should I do it in initial configuration task? I can, but I would use Server Manager. So if I go to Server Manager, again, one more time. So in Server Manager, as soon as you go there, I need to add role this time. So the role that I'm going to add, another config. Oh, okay. So there might be another task going on.
Can I remove the DNS server too? DNS server, it's in here.
Yes. Okay, I'm logging in again.
Actually, to remove ATV is installed with
Okay, guys, I'm gonna add Active Directory now. So actually it is still removing it now. So it removed the role and then restarted and did some more steps. So it is completely removed now. All I need to do is go to the role again,
Add role.
and then add role. As soon as you're adding a role, it would ask you what role do you want to add. So guys, for Active Directory, we always go with this role. What is the role name? Active Directory Domain Services. Active Directory Domain Services is the role when you add it to a server, it becomes a domain controller. When you add it to a server, it becomes what? Domain controller. And domain controller is a server that can authenticate others. Okay, so you're adding a role, and next, and next. And as you can see, it did not ask me any questions, and it was just simple next, next, next. And as you can see, by this, we have just passed this, and this, and this. Right after, once it is complete, I'm gonna do DC promo. So, guys, when it comes to a DC promo, we need to remember a few things. DC promo stands for Domain Controller Promotion. It promotes a standard machine to become a domain controller, right? So here, guys, if you look carefully on this screen, guys, here it shows us that close this wizard and launch Active Directory Domain Services wizard. So if I click on this link, it will automatically run DC promo. If I click on the screen, it will automatically run DC promo. For example, if it is not running a DC promo, for example, all you need to do, for now, if I click on the screen, it will run DC promo. If it doesn't, then what you need to do, all you need to do, go to start and just type DC promo. So DC promo can be run in two different ways. One, right when you add the role at the end, it gives you this option. Second, you can always go to start and run DC promo. Now, in this case, I would just click on this. It will automatically start this wizard. So now this second wizard, I'm on this step here, run DC promo. So here it would ask me to create a new forest and new domain. For all of the new guys, I want you to look at the screen for a moment, and then I'll let you do the lab here. So let's understand this wizard. So what's happening now? It is domain DC promotion wizard. It will change this standard machine to become a domain controller. In doing this, I'll go next. Again next. And here now it is asking a very important question, Ijaz. It is asking a very important question. The question is, do you want this DC, this server to become part of existing domain controller or a new domain controller? So in this case, since Active Directory doesn't exist, I'll go with this option. But guys, what if I'm doing a second server, this one? So this is my one server, this is second server. In my second server, which option would I select? Existing. When I do the second server, then obviously I'll go with this option. And in this option, I'll go with this option. Sorry, this option. To add a domain controller in existing. So it's really easy to remember. If you have existing Active Directory, go with first option. If it is completely a new Active Directory, all you need to do is create new domain in a new forest. In a moment, once this is all installed, then I'm going to explain what is a forest, what is a tree, what is a domain, and all that. So next, and here it is asking me for the name, and the name we selected is HLS local. So I would say it is HLS dot local.
I'm already here.
Okay, that's fine. That's
I'm
fine.
just writing it down so I can do it.
Yes. So in the meantime, maybe why don't you install we should have let the server being installed, the other server, so that you can start fresh.
Oh, okay.
But now, you know what? So while this is going on, I didn't use the right name. HLS.com. Actually, you know what? So no, you don't need to change it. Let me see if I can change it. Good. hls.local, and next, you know, Active Directory is so sensitive. As soon as it is configured, installed completely, you cannot change it. Although there is an option to change it, but you shouldn't change the domain name, because then it affects everything within your domain. So here we're doing this. Hold on, please. So I'll go here.
I missed that screen.
Which one?
I can tell
The
you.
DC promo thing.
Type insert menu, DC
Where
promo.
you start.
Open the start. That's
So guys, the next question here is,
I got it.
DC promo.
so the next question is saying, so we'll go with the default value here. We'll go with the default value here. We're not changing anything. Domain functional level. This is a forest functional level. We're going to go into more detail. For now, we'll just select the same thing. We're not changing anything here. Other than the domain name and the first option, you're not changing anything. And then next here, whenever it asks you this screen, here you would say,
Computer has done fully signed.
no. Here you would say, second option, no. It won't ask you. It is just asking me. And so guys, this message is, it's saying that while installing Active Directory, an Active Directory server must have static IP address. It must have what? A static IP address. It must have a static IP address, and somehow it is not able to recognize that I do have a static IP address. I'll just double check anyways. So how do I check my IP address? Hasib, where should I go to check my IP address?
You can right click.
Yes. I'll go to start
No. Yeah,
network card, properties,
properties, and then
change adapter settings. Oh yes, right here. It can be done right here, from right here as well. And then properties, and then I'll go here.
and then check.
I do have IP address. Why is it saying that I don't have IP address? So it might be saying because of my second network card. So what I'll do is, in your case, you don't have to worry about this because I had second network card on this. I just removed my second network card. For now, I added it for another purpose, but for now, I'm just, let's see. It has static IP address, and now if I go forward, it is still not taking it.
What he did in the first or
No. It should automatically take it. So let me try again. So what I'll do is I'll rerun this wizard again. So guys, as you can see, these problems, these are small little problems. They will come your way. What we do is normally every day we'll see these problems, newer problems, some older problems. But as soon as you start troubleshooting, start working on these, this becomes your experience. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to check my basics again. This calls for check my basic again. And my basic is, first of all, I need to check my IP addresses. So I would go back and check my adapter settings. Within adapter settings, what I need to do, I need to check my IP address, 192.168.100.10. That is fine. I should disable this option because this was part of our standard procedure. It should be disabled. It is disabled now. Other than this, I do see my this network card. What I'll do is I'll go into properties of this VM, and I'll remove the second network card. Maybe this might be interfering with my Active Directory configuration. I removed it, and if I refresh, it is gone. So now I have only one network card and that network card. Now, my question to you is, what is the command to find IP address from a command line?
ipconfig.
It is called ipconfig. Omar, is it ipconfig? It is ipconfig. So ipconfig shows me I do have a proper IP address. At the same time, I want to ping my client machine as well. So since I'm on the screen, all I need to do 192.168.100.30, and it is pinging. All seems good. I'll start the wizard again. How should I start the wizard again for Active Directory? DC
Promo.
DC promo. DC promo. So it is DC promo. As soon as you run DC promo again, it asks you those questions. So in our case, we're going with, it is asking me, if you get to this screen, configure DNS, client settings, you should select this option. If you're ever at this screen, always select this option. This is just saying it would configure DNS. So here, next, I would go with new forest, new domain, and my domain name is hls.local, and then next, run DC promo again on this. Just run DC promo. So guys, on a machine where you have Active Directory, if you run DC promo again, it removes Active Directory. On a machine where you have Active Directory, so if on this machine, if I have Active Directory, if I run DC promo again, so guys, as you can see, this time it did not ask me, gave me that error. So sometime it is just stuck. You just need to restart the wizard. Now during the Active Directory install, if it asks you for this message, all you need to do, this is DNS delegation. DNS delegation, we'll do it, we'll go into more detail later on, but for now, this delegation is just saying that it will add DNS to Active Directory, and the answer is yes. So if you get this error message, answer is yes. It is storing Active Directory on C drive. So now this screen is saying Directory Services Restore Mode Password. It is Directory Services Restore Mode Password. Guys, this screen is very important, as the password that you're going to use here will be used later on to remove Active Directory. If you ever need to remove Active Directory, this is the password. This is the password that will be used for removal Active Directory. So remember this password. This is different from administrator password. In this case, all I do is I would use I'll use our standard password. But remember, if you ever need to remove Active Directory, this is the password that will be required. So next, and here it now automatically starts installing Active Directory. We are right at this step, DC promo. You selected it and you named it properly. Once this is all done, then we'll work on client machine. So we'll let it run for a few seconds. How many of you have already installed Active Directory, guys? Let me see your hand. So most of us have installed Active Directory. And your client machines are joined together? Your client machines are joined together. Excellent. Guys, if you can, create another client machine. Create another client machine, join it, because we're going to need another client machine as well. Just Windows 7. Just create a new client machine, Windows 7, assign IP address 40 to that machine, and then make sure all the standard procedures. Okay.
I'm on DC promo.
Second server, we have already installed here.
So if you have a second server, just for now, shut it down. Don't remove it. Just shut it down and create a third machine.
I have a question. If I enter the IP address, it's not linear.
Why are you entering the IP address?
Because I forgot to enter it, right? Version 4.
Okay. On the first one, version 6, version 6, yeah.
Okay, version 6.
Yeah, this one.
Right.
Click on the virtual thing. Yeah.
Okay, just select this. Select this. No.
Select 4.
Yes, select 4 and go to properties. So it has taken it. It's taken it.
I'm not able to see over there.
Okay, go back. Where are you not able to see it?
If I enter it over here,
Where?
you can install it, right? Because it says here Active Directory.
Oh, you added the role. So if you see a role there, role is already added.
Role is already added.
Yes, now all you need to do is to run DC promo.
Run DC promo.
That's it, right?
Yes, so here, where is it? So did you run DC promo on that?
And the screen came up.
Okay, so when this screen comes up, it means that the spelling is wrong or something wrong. There is no space between DC promo. So try without space, yes, and then next. Next, oh, now provide a restore mode password.
Which is what we call password one.
One more time. Yeah, just type DC promo. Guys, it has installed Active Directory in my machine. So everyone, it has installed Active Directory on my machine, and all I need to do is click finish and restart. Once you install Active Directory, it's just finish it and restarts. Okay. Yes. Yes. So if Active Directory is already there and you run DC promo, it will remove it. If it is not there, it will install it. So same command does both things.
I don't have to delete it, the domain, because the server is the last domain controller.
Yes, delete it. Select this.
You can install it, right?
And then next.
That link. You are not able to find the link again. So run DC promo.
One more time.
If you want to delete it again.
Is it doing?
Client 02?
It is client 02. Yes. Just a client 02 with IP address 40.
Okay, we're gonna create.
Delete all the applications, partitions on this Active Directory?
Yes. So after restarting, it was okay?
Yeah.
It's a really good machine. It's a really good machine.
32
Oh.
SSD, 180,
No way. How much do you got it for?
2 HD cards also. 750.
It's really good.
750, the one that the guy was selling?
Yeah.
No,
He
it's
bought
really
it.
good.
Oh,
So it's really good.
yeah.
That was
750.
his personal.
192.
He
And
is
it-
doing the
graphics.
graphics. So he makes his own other machine, the desktop machine.
Now this machine is really good.
No, 30.
That's just beginning.
192.
उसका नाम क्या है? Start with that.
इसको वीडियो अगर जैसे साथ में
Start with that. Command.
That is connected. Okay, change 192.168.100.10.
New password.
No, it won't go without IP address.
Perfect.
It must have IP address. Oh, it must.
Clear.
It must
Clear.
be. I'll check that out. Yes, it has.
Okay, how we gonna make sure that it's both are connected?
Sorry, जगह password
PASSWORD. Light वाला? हाँ? ये मेरा पासवर्ड नहीं है क्या? डाला नहीं है, डाल के देखो प्लीज। Password one by
You set up the password.
in the network.
one.
So it will
Yes.
Password you need.
one machine is sitting in the other machine sitting in another planet. So they
मेरा
both
तो पूरा
can
कंप्यूटर ही रीस्टार्ट हो गया है। आईएमएस नहीं करते नहीं
Time is running.
आज ही है अभी तक तो नहीं। अच्छा न्यू मुझे करना है फाइल
roll out for the server. For the server, these clients are just logging into the server.
बड़ी वाली बात कर रहा है
Exactly like when you log into
क्या कर रहा था नया बनाने में है ना एक और बना
अभी नहीं अभी नहीं sorry.
that information will be pulled back to
मैं तो ला रही हूँ ना मैं तो मेरा टिकट टिकट बनती हूँ
Password 11 करो तुम्हारा password
So
अलग है.
it's
Password
not in the same manner. In this case, active
पता नहीं क्या password डाला है.
like those back-end bank server, that's your
क्या था बताओ दो ना
Password 11 नहीं जाना. Password 11 नहीं जाना.
पासवर्ड लेवल जाना नहीं जाना सर ये क्या किया था
नहीं तो नहीं जाना. Password 1 करो.
Oh yes. So everything that we're doing is recorded. So that if you don't know, you can just go through the step by step. And the next day we will do as well. So whatever we did here, we will record. Yeah, it's usually like the next workshop. This is not the original thing. When you start saying which is this is not this is like
हाउस भी घूम
high level video format. Never going to repeat everything
एक्चुअली मेरा
in more detail for that.
तीसरी
अभी आ रही थी. मेरी पूछना है सर ना.
Still saying shoot.
First of all, yes, I know
Okay.
I don't mention for you can some aspect like that. But for this practice, so users for this practice, the next day, and the next practice, the next day. No. But on the point, if you accept that, you can still come here. Students come here, refresh, set it up on that level.
User plus.
And if there's an issue, do this last level to it. Or whoever there is. Okay, guys, so if your second client machine is right-click properties, are we?
Okay. I'm trying to do it.
So you have second client machine?
मेरा password
Okay. Okay. We enter here that password.
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to do it. Same thing password.
So there is no password for this.
Okay, then I've
So first one is blank,
Okay.
and the second one, just assign that password.
Password
Yes.
01.
So guys, we have installed Active Directory, and now I'm going to join this machine to Active Directory. So I'm going to start with point number 4, 5, and 6. So fourth point. First of all, my question is for table number 2. My question is for you guys, Ijaz and Bilal. My question is for Bilal and Ijaz. How do I know if this machine is a domain controller or not? This machine is a domain controller or not? Let's see if, hold on.
Check it.
So on the screen, is there somewhere it says it's a domain? I know there are some people who cannot stop their, I can answer this.
I don't know, but I know.
Hmm?
I don't know, but
You don't know, but you know. Okay. That's a confusing answer.
Yeah.
So,
Work group
work group is changed to what?
Domain.
It is a domain now.
Client.
It is a domain now. What does it mean? It means that this machine is now a domain controller. But so if it would have been, guys, if it would have been a work group, then it means it is just a standard machine. But since we see a domain here And this is not all, guys. This is not all. The second thing is, if you see here at the roles, it has the role of DNS and Active Directory domain services. So this server has this role on. If you don't see a role here, it means that it does not have a role. It is just part of a domain. But since you can see a role, which is an Active Directory domain services, it is a domain controller. So two things. How do you know if this machine is a domain controller? Number one, on this screen, you should see a domain.
Right.
Second is on roles, you should see Active Directory domain services. Guys, the third one. So we need to remember that. We need to remember that. So the third one is, if you go to Start, Administrative Tools, here you would see all these new added tools, consoles. So you have Active Directory Administrative Center, you have Active Directory Domains and Trust, you have Active Directory Sites and Services, you have Active Directory Users and Computer. So this is my third verification that this is a domain controller. Why do I need to know it is a domain controller? Because, guys, domain controllers are servers that need to be locked in a room. Those domain controllers are not just normal servers. So a domain controller in TD, it has 60,000 accounts inside. So just like this, it has 60,000 accounts. Rogers has more than 60,000 accounts as well. Bell has more than 100,000 accounts. And what is in those accounts? In those accounts, your and mine confidential information. Our usernames, our passwords, our addresses, SIM card numbers, this and that. So for that reason, this server is a very sensitive server. It should not be placed outside a secure room. For that reason, all these organizations, they have bigger data centers. We keep all these servers in data centers. Yes.
I'm actually applying at somewhere called TDSoft. It's a database center for like debit cards.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they have debit card information.
Yeah. And like as soon as you walk into the building, the security is like so tight.
It's so tight, exactly. For that reason, why the information is really sensitive, it cannot be placed outside. Guys, for that one reason, we have a secure room in this small clinic. In small clinic, you should have a room like this, a very small room. Inside, you keep all your server. The room should be locked. Guys, so now, how many places can we verify if this is a domain controller?
3.
3 places. One is?
Main screen.
One is here. One is here. What if the screen is not there? So if this screen is not here, then we can always go to Server Manager. Server Manager is right here. You can open Server Manager, Ijaz. You can open Server Manager, and right here on Server Manager, when you click on Server Manager top screen, right there, on this side, it gives you all that information. It is now showing me my full computer name is this, my domain name is this, my IP address is this, and all these things. And if I go down in roles, it shows me I have Active Directory and DNS. So in order to know if it is a domain controller, number one, make sure it is a domain. Number two, that in roles you should see Active Directory domain services. Number 3, you need to go to Start, Administrative Tools, and these tools you will only find on a domain controller, not on normal servers. So this is my DC verification. In IT, whatever we do, whatever we implement, we need to verify. Umar, do we need to verify?
Yes.
Yes, we do need to verify. So for Active Directory, how many places would you verify? Number 1, domain. Number 1, you would look at this here and see that it is a domain. And second one, I would need to see that if I have Active Directory role is there. Right? And third one, Start, Administrative Tools, and then here I need to see these. So excellent. Now guys, second one, I'll start with point number 4. And my point number 4 is, will be In point number 4, on a client machine, and point number 4, client machine, do I need to install Active Directory on this?
No.
No, I need to join it. So what I need to do, I need to join this machine to Active Directory. I need to join this machine to Active Directory. Why am I joining this machine to Active Directory?
To keep an eye on and to
protect the resources.
To control and protect the resources. To control and protect the resources
No.
of the organization. Of the organization. So here, I am joining this machine to Active Directory. If it is not joined, I cannot control it. Guys, remember what we went through here. So anything in any organization that we need to control, anything in any organization that I need to control, remember this. So you have users, you have employees in the organizations, right? So you have employees. Do you have employees in organization?
Yes.
Yes, we do. And we do have resources. So what are resources? I have printers. What else? I have internet that I need to control. I have fax machines that I need to control. I have boardrooms, meeting rooms that I need to control because there are audiovisual devices. In order to control all of these, Bilal, what do I need to do? In order to control my resources and users' access, all I need to do is install Active Directory. So just get a server 2008 here, and then connect all users to Active Directory, connect your resources to Active Directory. Guys, if you can remember this visually, if you can remember this diagram, you will be able to explain Active Directory in any organization, in any interview. So Active Directory, what it does, so this is Active Directory. So Bilal, my question to you is, how this server became Active Directory? It was just 2008 server R2. How would it become Active Directory? You added role, and then, so it has two steps. Add a role and run DC promo. Excellent, very good. Guys, the next thing is, I need to join this machine. How do I join this machine? In order to join a machine, I need to go to properties of a computer and change it. So I'll go here in client machine.
I'm gonna do something with this password seriously. You're knowing me about like I tried all my passwords.
Client machine, we go in control my computer.
That's my main favorite.
We go
It restarted after the
click change.
Active Directory was installed and
You uninstall Active Directory?
no, I didn't uninstall. I run the DC promo and it asked me to just
You uninstalled Active Directory.
I did?
Yes.
How I did it?
Because Active Directory was already there. When you run DC promo, it will uninstall it. Okay, so we'll fix it. We'll fix it. Let me first join it. Let's keep an eye on the board and let's join it. So how do you join it, guys? We need to join it by right click on a computer and then go to properties and then click change. So first of all, again, before doing anything, verify what we are doing. So here I'm joining it. I need to make sure it is not a domain. So how do you make sure? You would look at this work group here, right under. It is a work group. If it would have been already joined, then it should be changed to work domain. So how did I went to this screen? One more time. I will close this. Just go to start, right click on the computer and go to properties. So go to start, right click on a computer, go to properties, and now I know, oh, this machine is not joined to Active Directory, which means if it is not joined to Active Directory, just what does it mean? If this machine is not joined to Active Directory, what does it mean? It means Active Directory cannot control it. Yes, so this machine must be joined to Active Directory so that Active Directory can start controlling it. So this is why we are joining it. So here, all you need to do, change settings, and then again change one more time. So first change settings, change one more time, and then here change, it is a work group, you need to change it to a domain. It is HLS, my domain name, the domain name that I had, HLS. So guys, here you can write HLS or you can also write HLS.local, both can work. So guys, now I need your attention. I need your full attention here, because now we're going to be slapped with an error message. I need your attention. So here, on this domain HLS, as soon as I go try, it will try to connect.
The password that we
Oh, for the one you change the username.
Actually, you know what? It. Yeah, the people who tried it, they know the error message. And let me see. It should not work. Oh, birdie. Look on the other side. I need to change something so that I can get that error message.
we cannot look at on the screen?
Ah, I don't have it.
Mine's asking for username and password.
Yes. So we need to ask for username and password. Yes. Question? Sorry again. Yes. No. When you add a domain, when you click from change from work group to domain, do you see a domain or a work group? Excellent. So you're not getting that error message. Okay. Okay. Just a second here.
What IP address should we give to
40. Yes.
My system is so slow. Like
Mine is stuck on the password.
So guys, if it asks you for username and password, just enter your domain administrator account, and then once it is entered, all you need to do, wait. Now at this point, when you added it, what's happening is, at this point, this machine is going from the network and going to domain controller to get joined. So in this case, if your username and password is correct, it should say welcome to HLS domain. If your username and password is not correct, they would give you error message.
For doing this, we have to put the IP address of the domain
of DNS. Yes. So now I do get an error message. Guys, this error message, whenever we have an error message in joining, so guys, please write it down, just one liner. Joining error message. Heading is joining error message. Whenever we get an error message, Abir, you writing down? Okay. Whenever we get an error message while joining a computer to Active Directory, whenever we get an error message while joining computer to Active Directory, always check the preferred DNS settings. Always check the preferred DNS setting. Preferred DNS, just write them in inverted commas. Preferred DNS. Always. Guys, even in real environment, you would get these error messages. Very common. These are really common error messages. And most of the time, the issue is preferred DNS.
DNS control?
Yes. What was it? Change the update?
Joining error message.
Yes. What was the last line?
Always check the
preferred DNS settings as follows. Always check the preferred DNS settings as follows. So yes, while joining a machine to Active Directory, if you get an error message, always check the preferred DNS settings as follows. Then within your notes, just write this. Then how do you check? Where do you need to check that? So where you need to check, you need to go into your local area network properties. So same way, I'll right click on that network icon and then open Networks and Sharing Center. I would go to change adapter settings, change adapter settings. Within adapter setting, I would open local area connection. Local area connection. Within local area connection, I would go to properties and then IPv4. And guys, this is the screen where we need to make the change. So this is not a new screen for all of us. On this screen, you have the IP address. It is fine. You have an IP address. You do have subnet mask, guys. The only thing we need to change is preferred DNS. So the word is preferred DNS, and it's right here. All you need to do in this, you need to type the IP address of a domain controller. Not this machine, but the domain. So in this, I need to type the IP address of this machine. I need to type this IP address of us always. This is a thumb rule in all organizations. All you need to do, I need to type the IP address.
For server.
Did you do this at the same time when you're giving?
Exactly. Even in the beginning, when you are making the machine and you know what is your domain controller, just always type the IP address on the screen. Sorry? These are the steps to join, yes.
We already have this,
Right click,
open
Exactly. Exactly. It has to have Active Directory. It should be. Yeah. Okay, no, that's fine. Same IP address will go on all machines, guys. Same IP address will go on all machines. Even on domain controller, it will be the same IP address in preferred DNS. In preferred DNS.
So like the preferred DNS IP address is the one that has the Active Directory on it.
Yes. It could be a first server or second server, exactly. So guys, here, now going back to my error message, why am I getting the error message? Because this is what's happening. My client machine was trying to join, but it couldn't find it. It couldn't find it on the network. So preferred DNS would locate this. It would say whenever you need to join, it would automatically go to 10 and then join it. So this is why we use preferred DNS. So in preferred, now if I press OK and try again, if you try again, it will ask me the password again. Enter, and this time, because we have a right preferred DNS, it should connect to Active Directory. So what's happening here?
Nothing. I'm stuck here on password. I think my Active Directory is totally very good. So, and here I installed the suite, like the third one.
That's fine. That's fine. What is this? What is this? It is a domain as well.
Yeah, that's what I checked. It's still
Power up.
Oh,
Power up.
my IP address was same, so it says welcome to HLS local group.
Excellent. So you joined it.
So I joined it. So I don't need to change preferred DNS settings.
It was there actually. If you go and check in this machine, you should see it. So guys, if you're able to see this message, welcome to HLS DNS, it means now your client is joined to Active Directory. I would just restart it once.
Perfect.
I would just restart it once, and the last step we'll do is this. Lastly, we'll just verify the join by logging into Active Directory. So for these, so
mine was
just do
all
this.
servers.
Just yes, because other students have worked on it. So let's do this. For all these machines, just do this. Remove. Okay, remove. And then this one also.
I'll just keep one as a server and then the rest I'm going to install Windows.
Yes, so this one, all you need to do, right click. Sorry. Right click, go here and say delete from disk. So can you do this for all of them, leaving the client?
What do you mean?
Yes, that's why.
मुझे भी लगा इसके बाद जो है फिर एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी कंप्लीट करके जॉब लगे
You install like 5 or 6 servers on this one. That's right. So now I can start doing it again.
Please. That's fine.
I'm back to 0 after 3 hours.
That's fine.
No problem, it's still learning curve. But it's schedule.
So guys, now I'm going to log in from my client machine, and all I need to do is this.
Starting.
It's fine. It's fine. Sometimes it takes a little time. So now guys, just have a quick look at the screen. Just have a quick look at the screen. Now, the way we log into a domain is not like this. It's not like this, HLS, CL. I need to change this. How do I change it? I need to switch user. I always need to switch user when I'm first time logging into a domain. When I'm first time logging into a domain, I always need to, this is not the way it logs into a domain.
But if you put your password, it won't go.
It might go in some environments and it might not go. But here, for sure, I need to switch user. I will go to other user. Guys, this is the first time you're logging into a domain. It's the first time you're logging into a domain.
The client server right now.
After you joined it, I'm on a client machine.
You're on client machine right now.
So I'll click on other user and it will show you 2 empty text boxes. All I need to do is type HLS/administrator So HLS, we all know this is my domain, and then it should followed by a backslash, and then after that it should be administrator, and then password. So now it is first time logging into a domain.
Just backslash.
So it has logged into a domain. All I need to do is verify. How do I verify? I would just same verify by going into start, my computer properties, and then here I would see that it is now a domain. So before it was a word group and now it's a domain. So now this completes our here. So we logged into a client, we changed it to a, and we verified, and this is what we did. Guys, let's take a quick 10 minutes break here, and right after the break we'll start understanding Active Directory.
Computer name just like IP address and DNS, right? Can we do the same thing with computer name and the domain name?
No, it can be either computer name or domain name.
But it gives you the option.
It gives you an option to just log into the machine to itself.
No, when you're changing the name at the beginning.
Oh yes. You can. So you.
And at the same time you can change
Exactly. But you cannot do both of them at the same time.
No.
Yes, right? You cannot. So either you would use a computer name. Yes, you have the option of doing it. Yes, you do.
So can you do that?
Yes, we can. So if you're logging into a machine, it means that you're not logging into Active Directory, right? So you're just logging into this machine.
No. What I'm saying is that at the beginning, when you're giving a name.
So let me log off and show you, so that I can understand your question. So you're saying on this screen. So on this screen, when I go Control Alt Delete, and here you're saying here or the next one here.
Yeah.
Oops. It's our eyes. It's not the light. Oh man. Do we have candles? No candles. Cell phones.
It's going to be a reminder of
Okay, I have a question.
You give a machine a name. Like we're giving HLS client 01, right?
Yes.
At the same time, can you change the domain?
Oh yes, you can. You can. If you do have Active Directory, number one. Number two, if your IP address is correct and your DNS IP address is correct, yes, it can be done. And mostly we do it in large environments. If we would run a script that would do everything in one shot.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yes, exactly.
So,
Quick 5 minutes break.
DHP server is not server.
असांखे सर्वर खां का शइ खणणी हुजे directory domain and trust for you.
change certificate. Domain Was there a power failure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So bring it on and
Yes.
The memory that remember that you put on the computer, right? Remember the download? It has 2008 R2, right?
It has 2008 R2. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So next thing is just buy a small USB as well for your so on which you have all your eyes. You're gonna buy computers.
yeah, tomorrow morning.
So then you're gonna need the software, right?
I have some software.
Excellent. Okay, so let's start.
You were going to talk about how we can check the Active Directory in the server, right? In the
Incline.
incline, yeah.
Yes, and there is
Two. We already
two
checked
ways.
it, yeah.
You already checked it.
Yeah.
The way you can do it by
By
We'll check it.
not on
by
a client,
computer and
on a client.
property.
Yes.
By properties
By
and
computer and
domain
property, and then
And the
you can
domain
make
also
sure.
same domain.
Guys, Active Directory. Active Directory. What is one word for Active Directory?
AD.
No, it is short for. It is authentication. Guys, from now on, we need to remember that Active Directory is for authentication. Now, authentication seems like a technical word, guys. Authentication means control over resources. Authentication means control over resources. For example, you want to control the printing of document in your organization, we would use Active Directory for what? So your manager can print unlimited printings on a printer, whereas your sales department should be restricted printing on that particular. So these type of restriction is done through authentication, and we're going to go into more detail. So authentication means it is controlling
control over resources.
resources. Controlling resources. It is controlling resources. Question? Answer? Comment? Guys, now we need to understand what is Active Directory, how is it configured? What is Active Directory? How is it configured? So, guys, Active Directory is divided into two parts. When it comes to understanding, it is divided into two parts. So there is. So I'm gonna start from here since Active Directory. Active Directory is made up of two types. So it has two parts. One is physical structure, and second, logical structure. Active Directory is made up of two types of structures. Number one, physical structure and logical structure. Active Directory is made up of two types of structures, physical structure and logical structure. Guys, physical structure, anything that is physically part of Active Directory is part of physical structure. For example, servers are physical part of Active Directory. The servers where we install Active Directory on, they are physical part of Active Directory. So servers are physical part of Active Directory. And second one, site. Is it good?
No.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. And
It's cool.
okay. So it's just when?
Fine.
Okay. So guys, physical structure. Anything that is physically attached to Active Directory is part of physical structure. There are two things that are physically attached to a Active Directory. Number one, servers. Second one is sites. Servers and sites. So site means the physical location where the Active Directory is. Physical location where the Active Directory is. This is, you can write in bracket, this says physical location. Physical location. In Dr. Dave's clinic, the site was, let's say, it is a Mississauga site. So Mississauga, the location is referred to as a site. If Dr. Dave has another clinic in Milton, there would be a second site, but it is physical part of Active Directory. So anything that is attached physically to Active Directory is physical part of Active Directory. Anything that is attached logically inside Active Directory, there will be logical. But I'm going to explain logical. So physical is, number one, sites, for example. Rogers has about 70 different sites all over provinces. So it is physical part of Active Directory. Whereas servers are also physical entity, because you install Active Directory on a server. That is why those are servers. In our example, Dr. Dave's example, the servers were IBM 3650 M5. We use these servers. Now, whenever you think of a server, guys, always visualize as well. So it is IBM 3650 M5. And as you can see, this M5 had other numbers as well. This M5 was M2, M3, M4, and M5. So this is an old series that has now been upgraded to M5. M5 is the latest one. And this is nothing but a computer, but more powerful computer. So this is a server here. This is a server. This is a server. This is 36M50. What is the big difference between this laptop and this server?
Server has more.
It just have more resources. It is just more stronger than a machine. So that's why. So in our case, guys, I'm quoting these examples so that we can remember what we did and what is in Active Directory. Yes, question?
It doesn't have a screen.
Yes. So yes, that's another big difference. These servers are supposed to connect to network, and then we manage them through our machines. So that's why they don't. Although the very first time when you install these servers, we have to connect screens. So what we call them, we have in these data centers, we have a trolley. In that trolley, we have a monitor and a keyboard and mouse, and we move this trolley from rack to rack, server to server, and connect to a server. Just install it and leave it as it, and then we manage it from our machines. That's why these servers doesn't come with these monitors and keyboard. Although no computer can work without monitor or keyboard. So the answer is we manage them from our machines. Okay. So physical structure has two components, servers and sites. Guys, this is all there is for physical structure of Active Directory. It's very simple. Guys, logically, Active Directory is configured and made up of these components. Logically, Active Directory is made up of these components. First one, number one, it is made up of a forest. Number two, tree. Number three, domain. Number four, objects. Number five, attributes. So this is actually attributes. I would say this is This is 4.1. This is inside objects. So forest, tree, so forest, tree, domain, objects, and attributes. Active Directory is made up of these components. Now, when it comes to forest, tree, domain, guys, this forest and tree is nothing like what we have in real life. These are logical containers. So what we need to remember is both of these, actually, all three are logical security containers. These are logical security boundaries. Let's call them logical security boundaries. These are logical security boundaries to protect Active Directory information. To protect Active Directory information. So we can say to protect AD information. To protect Active Directory information. Now let's understand this. How does it protect? How does forest, tree, domain are protected inside? Now, what do we know about Active Directory, guys? Active Directory in any organization is like this. So you have, first of all, you would need a server, right? In order to install Active Directory. Can you install it on Windows machine? No, it cannot be. Active Directory cannot be installed on any client machine. Active Directory cannot be installed in XP. It cannot be installed in Vista. It cannot be installed in Professional. It can only be installed on NOS. No. Remember, it can only be installed on NOS. So on this server, let's say this is a server, and on this server we installed 2008 R2. We installed it. So as soon as you install 2008 R2, operating system on this, as soon as you install it, and then what we do is we install Active Directory inside. But guys, remember this. So how do I install Active Directory inside? I had to add a role. I added a role. The role that I added was ADDS. It was Active Directory Domain Services. Active Directory Domain Services. It is Active Directory Domain Services. So it is Active Directory Domain Services. You installed a server, added a role. Now, as soon as you add a role, Active Directory is installed. Now, if Active Directory is installed, where is my forest? Where is my tree? Where is my domain? So guys, just like we said, forest, tree, and domain, these are logical security boundaries. You won't see them physically, but they exist. You won't see them physically, but they exist. So, physical structure, servers, and sites. Physical structure, servers, and sites. These you can see because we see the servers, we see the site. In Mississauga, you can go and see Dr. Dave's clinic. Now, logically, you have forest, tree, and domain, and in order to install Active Directory, in order to install Active Directory, you must have a server. Then you add a role, then it will install Active Directory. Guys, what do we know about Active Directory? What is in Active Directory that you need to protect?
Resources.
Resources plus information, plus all these companies' information. You cannot let it stolen by someone or some application or some hackers. You cannot afford this, because on this server, as soon as you have Active Directory, you will start making users inside. They have all their information. If somebody steals, so being Rogers, if Bell gets hand of Rogers' information, it would be a big mess. And same thing, because both are competitors. They won't share information. So here you have some. So where is forest and tree? Guys, forest and tree and domain are logical security boundaries to protect information. Now I'm going to make here. So this first triangle, Active Directory and domain is always represented in technical diagrams as triangle. So this triangle, it represents that it is a domain. First triangle represents it's a domain. So this is a domain. second triangle on top of this. This represents it's a tree. And third triangle this represents this is a forest. Now just to understand this, guys, these are all security walls. These are all security walls. Now what happens is as soon as someone that we know as a hacker, if this person a pirate, who are there? So that pirate, if this person would try to hack into the server, guys, just remember this. What is this? Logical security boundaries. It is logical security boundaries. So this guy would need to first break into this wall, and then into this wall, and then into this wall, then he can reach into your Active Directory. And then domain controller, DC itself is also encrypted. So we can say forest is my first security boundary. And then tree is my second security boundary. And then domain is my third security boundary. This is how tightly this server is encrypted in. Till now, so far, nobody is able to break into Active Directory. This is how Active Directory is famous throughout the world. More than 85% of the companies throughout the world, regardless of region, regardless of countries, throughout the world, Active Directory is being used as an authentication mechanism in companies. Why? Because nobody is able to break into this. It is very secure. More secure than this is Unix servers. But Unix server does not have these features that comes in. So guys, remember, logical structure, how many components are there? Number one is forest, second one, tree, third one, domain, and fourth one, object. And then attribute. So guys, first three objects are security boundaries. So first security boundary is forest. We can see it, but it is there. And forest is where if somebody needs to break into, first of all, they need to break into forest, then tree, then here domain, and then they can break into the server. Then this server itself is another boundary. Yeah.
So these all levels are already always there.
So as soon as you install, you add this role. As soon as we add the role and run DC promo, this structure is automatically made. So if I go into this server, if I go into my server here, and in this server, as I can see, I have, how do I verify Active Directory? I need to see that if I have these menu options here. Now in this, if I go inside Active Directory users and guys here, this is the most common management console that we'll be working on all the time. So as being an Active Directory admin, your one place of managing everything is Active Directory users and computer. So if you have Active Directory, guys, open this please. If you have Active Directory, you can go to Start, you can go to Administrative Tools, you can go to Active Directory users and computers. As soon as you go there, this would open automatically. As soon as it is open, all you need to do is
we have to go log in through server or client.
The server. So this only exists on server. So for that, you need to go to Start. That's fine. Go to Administrative Tool. Why are you not clicking? No, why are you not? It's just clicking.
Is there?
Users and computers. No, it's a bit slow. I'm just kidding. I know you're sleepy. That's why I'm kidding. Here. So just go here. So guys, when you open Active Directory users and computers, this is why we need to have a fast machine. To to get over that frustration, guys, if you have a slow machine, guys, you won't be able to do the labs. So especially as soon as you start climbing Citrix, VMware, those are really, I mean, not very difficult environment, really simple configurations, but the frustration level gets this high if the machine is slow. You're clicking it and it's not clicking it. So for that, if somebody is planning to buy a machine, please buy a better machine so that it can go a long way with you. Guys, Active Directory is divided into two structures. How many structures? Two structures.
Physical and logical.
Physical and logical.
It is a physical structure and a logical structure. Now, physically, it has two components. How many?
Servers
Two components.
and sites.
It is servers and sites. Server is a physical component. You have a site. It is a physical location. It mostly refers to a physical location. Logically, it's divided into four components. Number one, forest, tree, domain, objects, and attributes. Forest, tree, domain, and object, these are security boundaries to protect AD information. Even if you remember this one sentence for forest, tree, and domain, it would be enough for now. So, and also remember this diagram. So here, you have the outermost triangle is forest. The middle one is tree, and the inner one is domain and the server itself. So this is now, guys. Once you have a forest, tree, domain, there are some more details to these, and this we're gonna go into later on. But for now, we need to remember these are security boundaries. Remember the triangle and remember this special guy.
That is high.
Because there are always people trying to hack into your environment. If not people, applications. There are millions of applications that are always trying to get into banking websites. They're always trying to get into Rogers Bank, and those applications they keep on trying. So for that, Microsoft keeps on releasing updates, and you will be installing those security updates. But at the same time, Active Directory itself is very secure. Guys, this shows how secure Active Directory is. But the second security provided by us. How? No security without physical security. For that reason, remember, we created a special room called a server room. Server room. And this special server room, we placed our servers inside.
Yeah.
So then now we are protecting on both ends. Logically, it is protected, and physically, it has no access for unknown people. This is why we need to protect. This is how we protect Active Directory. So in this manner, you're protecting physical structure and logical structure both at the same time. Guys, when it comes to a domain, once a domain is created, your very next function is to create users who can log in. To add machines that can log in. So two functions that come. So this is where objects come in. So objects are users and computers. Objects are users and computers. Objects refer to users
And computers.
and computers. Objects refer to users and computers that are part of Active Directory. Objects refer to users and computers that are part of Active Directory. Now, all the companies, they have employees, and all employees, they must log into a network. When they log in, they must have account in Active Directory. So this is what we do. As soon as you install Active Directory, then we start creating accounts. For example, if we are all part of HLS Clinic, then I would start creating accounts from the first person. So I'll create one account, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then at the same time, we'll add all these machines, join all these machines to Active Directory. So having Active Directory is not enough, then we start configuring it. This is where objects come in. So again, one more time. You have Active Directory logical structure, has forest, tree, and domain. These are logical security boundaries which protects Active Directory. So this is one thing. Then inside Active Directory, we have objects. We have objects. And objects are of different types. So objects can be users or computers or groups. Objects can be computers users and groups. How can you understand this point? Users, computer, and groups. Guys, in order to understand that, remember the same diagram that we made earlier. So in companies, we have employees on one side that needs to be controlled, and on other side, you have resources. So you have printers, you have servers, you have boardrooms, you have fax machines, and you have internet. So these are all of the resources, these are all of the users. So if you don't have Active Directory, then what happens? Then you cannot control it. So what is not controlling it? Ijaz, what is not controlling it? Absence of Active Directory is, for example, this user brings a complete colored book, and this guy prints on this color printer
500 pages.
And let's say not 500, let's 1500 pages at 8 a.m. in the morning. Now, until his job is not done, others cannot print. So there is this guy who needs to print just one print. But his job is waiting unless this one is finished.
Yeah.
So this is called a misuse. Maybe it's a legit job. Maybe it is a legit job. But it can be his own personal book as well. So guys, in order to control all this, what we do is we install Active Directory in between. So we add Active Directory, and then we connect all resources to Active Directory on one side and users to Active Directory. And then we'll limit their access. Limit their access how? We are going to limit access that this guy cannot print between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. as a punishment. As a punishment, because he used to print books. So now this guy is not a happy user. Whereas this guy is allowed to print onto it. So this is how we control resources with Active Directory. Can we remember this, guys? Can we visualize that? Active Directory control resources. Now, so here, when you have a server, you already fulfilled this one requirement. So you have a server. Secondly, it is installed in Mississauga location. You do have a site as well. And then when you installed, then you added the ADDS role, it automatically added forest. Actually, at that time, it didn't add the forest. Adding role only opens the files. When you run DC promo, when you're running DC promo, guys, remember when we stopped and we said that in DC promo it would ask you for a question, new forest or a existing forest? This is where it starts building forest and trees and domains. So this is where it builds all this. So in visually, it builds the outer triangle, and then it builds the inner triangle, then one more triangle, and it builds all this. And once Active Directory is completely installed, it is now stopped here. Now it's up to us to start making objects. For that, we'll start making users first. So in our Active Directory, we're going to create these users. So in our Active Directory, we are going to create Mike Adams. We are going to create a user called Mike Adams. And then we are going to join his machine to Active Directory as well. So the client that we added, we are going to join it to Active Directory. So we are going to join Mike's computer 280. Once you join these machines, then you have a user as an object and computer. So when it goes back to forest, tree, and domain are logical boundaries, logical security boundaries. They would protect your information from being attacked from outside by application, by users. And then we start making objects so that they can log into Active Directory. And this, guys, all objects have attributes. All objects have attributes. What are the attributes? Guys, attributes says
the qualities.
No, it is yes, almost.
What he is allowed to do.
No, there is permission, but attributes are mostly what is it made of. So for example, Mike's first name, last name, his address, his description, telephone number, and all that. So objects are referred to users and computer, and their properties are referred to attributes. The user's properties are referred to attributes. So here, the user's attribute, this would be, in attributes you can say, attributes can be first name, last name, telephone number. So this is referred to as first name, personal information, last name, address, telephone number, locations, and so on, all that. Guys, this is what Active Directory is made. Now, depends on what type of object it is, the properties might change. For example, in user's case, it can have first name, last name, and all that. In computer's case, it might have only computer name and description. So based on what type of object you're working with, based on that, it would change the attributes. So logical structure is made up of forest, tree, domain, objects, and objects are referred to as users and computers, and then attributes are properties of objects. This is why I said it is 4.1, it is objects and attributes. Objects and attributes. So guys, in our next exercise, we're going to start right from here. We'll start making users and we'll log in from the client computer. For now, what I want you to do in the last 3 minutes, what I want you to do in a group of 2, discuss all this, and then we'll finish. I know everybody is tired. Just last 3 minutes, we'll just discuss this quickly. In a group of 2 guys, what is the main idea behind discussion? So that we can speak, it is stored in our brains. So guys, take this opportunity and do not miss any word on a whiteboard. Do not miss any word. Huh? I'll take a picture and so from right, you can explain and you can listen. Abhi, you can join them as well, please. And you're doing it, and you guys are doing it too. Have you selected which one? This one? Or have to check?
What are शाबाना वही बताना हम भी वही ज्यादा दिमाग में लगाएंगे मेरा वाला
Objects and users.
Has two structures, physical has server and site. Logical has tree or forest, tree, domain, object, and object has
second level, objects and objects
Just one last minute. Huh? Yes, please. Guys, one last thing is this project document. So this is a template of a project document. This one. This is due next week. Okay, next week.
Huh?
Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday.
Makes sense.
It can. Sorry. So this is regarding the Dr. Dave's clinic. Now this is a project document template. It is made. I mean, project documents are really complex. I try to make it very, very simple. So on the first page, you would have a logo. Here you have a clinic. You can name that clinic anything, whatever you like. Here you have a project documentation for installing, implementing networking. If you go to the next page here, it starts with a version. Here your name will go here. Now this is exactly like real documents. If you're able to make these documents, guys, because in interviews they often ask a question, have you written any technical documentation? So this is one of the examples. This will be, and we'll be making these documents along the way. Now here, as you can see, it's really clear.
Are you going to send us a copy of this? Are you going to email it to us?
I am going to email that to you. Email.
Yeah. I'll give your email address. My email address is there.
So here. So as you can see, this is general information, your project name, your technology. Technology we are using is 2008 R2. We have a date. You have a project manager. Project manager is
Dave.
Huh?
Dave.
Is Dave. Or since you're submitting it to me, so I'll be the project manager. Project description, based on, we had a lot of discussions in there with the project. There is a video as well, you can go through the video. Then you have infrastructure analysis, and this blue lines, it is a guideline for you. So in this here, you have information gathering, what is the current available environment and this and that, and then next one is planning stage, same, exactly the same manner. Project description, analysis, planning, designing, and then POC, right after.
Oh, yeah, we can do it.
No, individual. So then you have implementation, guys. A very important part is issues and resolutions. You need to write your issue here. For example, client machine was not able to ping. So how did you fix it? The project cannot be without issues. So you have an issue, you have fixed it, and then implementation, verification. How did you verify it? And then any comments, documentation. My email address is there. You need to send it to me. Guys, I know it's going to be a little hard, but this is very important for the job market. This is very important. If you spend some time on this document, then you can tell them in interview that you completed the project. Not only completed it, you did the documentation as well. I'm going to send it to you. Guys, excellent, very good. Thank you, good night. And I will meet again on.
This one we have to submit it on Wednesday as well?
No, next Wednesday.
When we will be done.